I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
All right, welcome again to I Am Sure Sports. This is My Name's Man, and as usual, you know what the drill is to hit the like button. Like, share, and subscribe if you have not yet to the platform. All right, hope you're having a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, a wonderful night, wherever you are watching us from. All right, top show thanks to all our subscribers for all that you do to keep the platform moving and going. Now, a lot has been said about Brianna Williams and her failure to qualify as one of the participants in the 100 meters for Jamaica for the upcoming World Championships. But truthfully, given the season that she has had, it was proven to be difficult. We still have Shelly-Ann at the top of her game, and Sharika, and Elaine, and Kemba Nelson is having a tremendous season. If you remember, if you go back, Brianna, really, it was a little bit difficult for her, though she qualified, right? She qualified as a relay participant in her last trials, and that was for the Olympics. So, I mean, it's kind of similar position. So it's not a failure for her. She did exceptionally well. And this idea where people are comparing her with the rise of the Clayton twins and Brianna Liston, I will say, listen, there are two different categories. As you will know that Brianna is running on the Diamond League circuit, right? She's running on the Diamond League circuit. So she is a full pro now. And at her age, right, at the similar age as the Liston sisters, she was trying out for our national team. That's how good she is. And so a lot of credit must be given to her coach, Atto Bolden, the Trinidadian, who has conditioned her. And her not qualifying as one of the automatic, at least for the 100 meters, and pulling out of the 200 meters is no failure of her coach or her. Because her time, understand this, people, her time in the 100 meters is still better than the Clayton's time. And, well, Brianna Liston didn't run, but, I mean, she's still running better times than them, which means that she is ahead of them. All right, so let's get that straight. So there is no failure for a coach. It would have been very, under normal circumstances, with Elaine, Shelly, and Sharika, any other Jamaican athlete, female, right now would struggle to get out any of those three on present form. It's not a coaching issue, people. So many people are saying, is there a choice to be made? Is there a choice? Maybe she needs to change her coach because her coach can take her to a next level. She has been, except for injuries, under Atto Bolden, she has been steadily improving and getting better. understand she's coming out of that teenage stage, and so she's developing. She's still a young woman developing the craft and learning the sport, and there are some top athletes up there, so she's going to get some defeats, right, and all of that, right? So we have to bear that in mind. Do I believe that Ato Bolden must be a coach forever? Certainly not, right? I think the fact that she didn't make the automatic spot, they need to look at it and see what is happening, because she's going to be out of the World Championship. So I think she should watch her career for the rest of this year, right? Check the times, see what she will do on the circuit, see how, if she can lower her personal best, what new dynamic she's adding, market this is if there are no injury concerns. After this year, however, beginning in January, because there are a number of Diamond League meets, and don't know how many she's participating in, but leading up to the World Championship, she needs to run a lot of races, and after that, she needs to get some races under her belt, and then she measure her coach to see if it is indeed that Ato Bolden, who has done a tremendous job, may not be able to take her to a next level. Now, we believe the answer to all sprinters is here in Jamaica. But is it so? Because remember that we have had a lot of failures. We have had a lot of athletes who have come out of our track and field system at the high school level, male and female, who have not matriculated yet to the heights that they were in high school. And they're under some of our favorite coaches. Because the success rate of athletes from teenage years to 20s, it's not a very high success rate. You check how many athletes perform well at champs and how many of them take that to the professional circuit. So if we look at it that way, we could say, given the amount of athletes that Ato Bolden has worked with, he has produced a greater rate of success than some of our local coaches, because we can name many who have fallen through the cracks. Many of the Homewood athletes, not going to call any names, many of the Veer athletes, Edwin Allen athletes, not going to call any name, but many of them were in the clubs in Jamaica and they have not matriculated. Nonetheless, I think in as much as we may not like his style, what I am sure of is that Stephen Francis has a way of, at least for a period of time, get the best out of hardworking athletes. And then they may move on and continue to thrive, but he gets the best out of them. You look at Shelley, Natasha Morrison, Elaine, even Kemba Nelson was there, Sharika Jackson, Shelley, and all of these guys. So I think if I were the handlers of Brianna Williams, I would say finish out this year, and then if things don't improve, I'd ask you to consider, like when you put up those two fingers, option number 2, and give that person the time to prepare you for the Olympics and beyond. And it's not an indictment on Ato Bolden's coaching pedigree, because he took you up from such a young age and has made you into a tremendous sprinter. But there's a saying, a scripture, biblical, it says, one plant, one waters, and God give the increase. So maybe Ato was the planter, and maybe Stephen Francis is the waterman. He's going to pour water on the good track and field sprinting seeds that were sown by Otto Bolden, and great harvest would be reaped. I think Brianna, there's a knocking on the door. Will you open and let in Franco? Or will you get into the grind at the Mills camp? I don't know. Let me know. People, what do you think? Tell me your comments. What do you think? Do you think Brianna should finish out this year? She should, and then consider coaching option if things doesn't improve? Do you think she should stick to Otto Bolden, whatever it is? Do you think that she should now make a move to Glen Mills or Stephen Francis? People, what do you think? What do you think is the best thing for her at this present time? But whatever you think, I want you to know that she's above all the other juniors in Jamaica. Because there are levels to this thing. What she has accomplished is still great, though she didn't make the 4 for the World Championship. Brianna, big up yourself. Otto, big up yourself. Franco, you're the man. For the ladies. Franco is a ladies' man. Glen Mills is the man that conditions the men. But Franco are the ladies' man. I don't know. I understand, but that's how we see it. But people, give me your thoughts. Let me know. Let me know, people, what your thoughts are. What are your thoughts on this? What would you advise Brianna Williams to do?
Bang 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 bang. And then the ranks become rabbit it again. And this time it's all about Ali Cup. It's up. You know it go. August 12 and 13 on the school grounds of Aggie Animo. If you don't know what that is, it's Excelsior High School, 137 Mountain View Avenue. Make sure you're there. It's a big day. Because guess what? The organizers, the man called Chris Daly and the man called Sambo. Big up Zenga Bats, big up Fuba, big up all Excelsior people. Because you know, for the Excelsior person, you're Excelsior person. You know. Everybody big up. Make sure you're there. It's a big day, August 12 and 13. Ali Cup. Because Ali life, I feel live on. And from we say it have to go, so and so it have to go. So all Excelsior people, big up. I remember, we start out with 8 teams. But remember, 4 forward. So 12 this year. So you know, next year it can be 24. So make sure you score. Daily Rank said, big up, Ali Cup. August 12 and 13, 2022. Mad.